Smile on my face, but are you happy for me? I'm out the way. Are you happy for me? Beach. I better say beach. Like beach, but like beach. Are you happy for me? Are you happy for yourself? Realistically, like when you look up, when you brush your teeth every morning, assuming that you brush your teeth every morning, right? I'm just gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that every morning when you brush your teeth and floss and use baking soda or baking powder, whichever you prefer, whichever you can afford during the inflation. Because right now, I'm not gonna hold you. A bottle of ketchup, anyway. That's a whole nother. That's not even a topic on the episode. I might have to fill that in though. Ketchup is $10, man. Not even the biggest bottle, man. I got a medium bottle of ketchup. I'm dragging it. It was like $6.50, but I mean, $6.50 is basically $10, bro. What am I gonna do with that additional $3.50? I can tell y'all what it is. I can tell y'all what it isn't. I could talk about tomorrow. I could talk about the present. 22323 EBCG. Let's get it, man. Episode 21. You know, you thought I was finished, but I'm far from done. You know, I had to spin the block. Black History Month still in effect. I said, you know what? You know what? Let me make Black History twice this month. Okay, so the All Star game, All Star weekend. I mean, listen, man. Let me just get this out of the way because, at the end of the day, realistically, I'm low key late, right? Everybody already got their All Star. I listened and watched everything, right? And right now, NBA All Star Weekend is a trending topic, but it's not trending, basically for any of the reasons that it's supposed to be trending, right? When you think of the NBA All Star Weekend and you think about the slam dunk contest, the 3-point contest, and just all of it, basically what they promote and present to us as the best players in the world, which they are, you know. I mean, if these are the best players in the world, the expectation of the All Star game is just, I feel like it's pretty much, it's kind of high. I feel like we kind of got spoiled with our previous generation, you know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, like, it's over, fam. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, there's no need to harp on this or beat around the bush about it. I mean, if you watched the All Star game, you know what I'm saying? I mean, realistically, fam, I've seen more exciting games in local parks, and I'm not even like, I feel like we all have, At this point, the NBA All Star Weekend, that whole situation it's basically like baby Super Bowl weekend, right? It's kind of just like a runway for these marketers and these advertisers, right? And the sponsors and the partners to basically coerce and massage relationships, right? That's kind of what that's all about. And at the end of the day, fam, I really didn't even have an expectation coming into that game. I didn't really even, what I'm saying? At this point, you kind of just forget it's even coming on. You kind of just end up seeing it the day of, like, oh, forgot about this. You tune in, and it's kind of like, all right, all the celebrities is here. I'm not going to not watch. I want to see what people wearing. I want to see who's in the front row. It's kind of just like a fashion show more than anything, to be honest. You know what I find interesting about that whole thing? Because I'm not going to get into the whole, you know, like I said, it's kind of a hot topic right now. All the journalists, they're going crazy right now. The coach, who was the coach that said, was that who, Billy Donovan? He basically said it was a disgrace. His face was red, like he was really angry. Like, I'm never coaching. Don't ever waste my time. This is a disgrace. Like, people are really angry about this All-Star game, fam. I'm not gonna hold you. I fell asleep. Personally, I got some of the best sleep this week watching that game. So I'm not even really necessarily mad at it because I was kind of my sleeping pattern is kind of off right now. I'm kind of doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, it was the perfect time to get some great sleep with just some like casual basketball and you know what I'm saying on in the background basically. That was kind of my All Star weekend. I mean, I literally woke up in the middle of the dunk contest because more than likely, when I woke up, I see Mac McClung. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even kidding. I woke up to see a 6'2" Mac McClung's head aligned with the rim, fam. I didn't know what was going on. I said, "Whoa!" It woke me up. And then at that point, I kind of seen what was going on. Like, oh, I didn't even know he was going to be in the dunk contest. And you know what's so crazy about that? Mac McClung, he's been on many highlight. Anybody that watched, the House of Hoops or any of those, Ball is Life. Mac McClung has been featured on those channels for many years. Me personally, and I don't know, maybe I'm just bugging. I didn't know the kid could dunk, let alone do some of those dunks he was doing in that dunk. Mac McClung won that dunk contest, fam. And the All Star game was mids or whatever the case, or maybe a little bit less mid. It was probably, we could just say, I'm not gonna say it was trash, but it was kind of trash, right? And the dunk contest was, it was exciting to see, the dunks that he was able to pull off. But realistically, fam, who else was in the dunk contest? And that's the other conversation that's been kind of, circulating, amongst NBA journalists and elitists, basically saying that the dunk contest needs to be, basically more star-studded. We need to see, guys like John Morant and LeBron James. At the end of the day, fam, I mean, listen, I wouldn't mind seeing that personally, but you kind of got to look at it from a realistic standpoint. As far as John Morant, I feel like we got plenty of time to see that, and at some point, I feel like if the buzz get, I feel like he'll eventually cave in. John Morant is young. He'll be in the league for a long time. I personally don't see why he wouldn't do it. I feel like, Mac McClung is a perfect example. Mac McClung has been featured on damn near every ESPN show since the dunk contest, fam. They doing documentary, they doing short docs on him and all type of, like, he is a superstar now, right? From the G League to superstardom overnight. I mean, he earned it with the dunks that he was doing. Cause like I said, fam, he's shorter than me, fam. I seen that double pump. That double pump ain't no joke, fam. Let me just tell you from experience. Like I've been up there. I've seen those mountaintops. To get up there and do the double pump and then go back up with it, I mean, he wasn't doing no easy dunks, fam. And like I said, I do feel like, you know, he earned, what I'm saying, all of the, the attention that he's basically getting right now. Are they doing another white man can't jump? Or they already got Jack Harlow, right? I'm not gonna hold you. Listen, he didn't even win the Grammy. Like, you can get him out. We could put Mac. I propose this. Mac McClung shall. If they put Mac McClung in White Man Can't Jump 2 and remove Jack Harlow abruptly, like, yeah, you're not really giving us the traction that we thought. Yeah, we kind of needed you to win that Grammy. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, he's the dunk contest champion. He's actually he can really dunk. I'm just saying though, it probably would be a better film if you actually had someone who could really do the dunk and do those dunks at the same time. Load management is definitely another conversation that's being had right now. And I feel like that ties into, to the conversation with the All Star Weekend and basically what we just seen. Players basically trying to, take it easier on their bodies, right? And from an athlete standpoint, right, or just from the standpoint of anybody who's dealt with any kind of injury physically to your body, right? If you've been hurt or injured, you kind of just understand, the importance of getting rest, right? And taking time off to heal, right? Even if you work out, if you're somebody who trains, you have a really strict training regimen, or whatever the case may be, you might go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Your body will eventually, get sore, and you're gonna need some time to kind of, rest your muscles and restore yourself, restore your energy. That's just a normal human thing. Is basically what I'm saying, and that's all across the board. That's not just something that's exclusive to NBA players, but apparently the expectation, when you're an NBA player and you're making as much money as some of these guys are making, and that's usually what the conversation. I'm gonna let you to get this shit off. It's hip hop 50. My proposal, All Star Weekend. You know, I've been hearing all of the the chatter around it, and listen, let's just get straight to it, man. This is my proposal. I propose that we have player callouts. The All Star Weekend, like let's forget about the voting and all of that, because realistically, fam, who do you have voting, right? You don't know. When you leave things up to fans and just the internet and numbers and computers, it's never gonna. Everything goes wrong at some point when computers and just the fans are involved, right? You have players who, basically, we see it all the time. We see a lot of different back and forths on Twitter, and players, taking shots at each other. A perfect example of that would be when, the Grizzlies and the Warriors, that was like a little rivalry at one point, and Clay had some things to say about the franchise, and they responded, and Dylan Brooks and John Moran, and they over there pointing lasers at the staff in Indiana. Check this out, dog. If there's so much hostility and animosity within the confines of the locker rooms in the NBA, you know what we need to do, fam? We need to let these players get some of that out on camera, and let's put this on all. Let this be the All-Star Weekend. I want players that don't like other players, for lack of another way to say it, to call the players out for a game of one-on-one basketball. 21, game of 21, all ones. You feel me? No threes. So if you shooting from half court, we'll enjoy it and appreciate it. But at the end of the day, that's still one, fam. You got to score 20 more times if we want to see a good game. At the end of the day, listen, man, we've been asking for that for years. I feel like it only makes sense. You just reformat the whole weekend. I heard some good ideas about bringing in different for the dunk contest specifically. I mean, for sure they're not doing the best they can do with that. Anybody that played NBA 2K, you done watched NBA 2K TV, smacked, what I'm saying, at 3 a.m., what I'm saying, and you've seen some of the most ridiculous dunks that they would never put in the dunk contest. So obviously, yeah, we can revamp this event to be more inclusive to outside competition. I'm not sure how they're gonna roll it out. I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not sure what the business of that looks like, and I'm not sure how that works as far as how much do you pay a player to come into the NBA for the dunk contest? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why Andre is out rapping over me right now. I'm trying to pod, you feel me? And Andre literally just came in and started snapping. Pardon me. Maybe I need to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's hip hop 50. I'm gonna let him get it off. You got 3 seconds. Respectfully. But yeah, man. The whole, just reformat the whole weekend, man. The most exciting part this is when you know that either that or just cancel the whole thing. Because realistically, fam, I shouldn't see the two all-star captains standing up there sweating. They take the draft more serious than the game itself, fam. Giannis was up there with a whole notebook, a journal. He had a whole coach playbook up there. He had players on one side, coaches on the other side. LeBron up there with the piece of paper, sweating. Like, fam, they take the draft so serious. And at the end of the day, they even made a big deal out of that about how LeBron, oh, he's setting up that potential Kyrie trade. I'm not gonna hold you. The LeBron Kyrie bromance needs to end. Respectfully, they did what they did in Cleveland. It's over, fam. And at the end of the day, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Kyrie went crazy in that third quarter. We remember what he did, and we know what LeBron did. Braun did, and we respect it. You know what I'm saying? They did what they did. Listen, Kevin Love they retired Kevin Love's jersey. That whole thing is over with, fam. Anything that ever came from that should never happen again in 2023. LeBron is on his way out the league, respectfully. He just passed Kareem. He's on another level. He's his GOAT status. Like, it's over, fam. Kyrie Irving doesn't need to go and try to rekindle anything with a on his way out of the league. LeBron, who's getting injured now, and like, we never used to see LeBron get hurt. Now it's starting to look like, I passed Kareem. I don't really feel the need to really go to the gym every day, though. You know what I'm saying? He might be falling off low key. That's all I'm saying. But Bronny on his way, though. So, he going to stick around more than likely for at least 2 more seasons, is what's being reported. The mock draft, was released, and, they got Bronny going to Orlando. And the irony there is, they have LeBron quoted at some point saying something along the lines of that if he ever went to Orlando, or if they ever traded me to Orlando, it'd be time for me to retire. I mean, listen, that could be divine timing. It is what it is. That could just be some type of weird karma. But they definitely got Bronny going to Orlando, and we know for a fact, wherever Bronny go, Braun is going, right? Or at least that's what we hope, right? Because I'm looking forward to seeing that. You got Victor coming into the league. It's a lot of NBA stuff to look forward to. Obviously, we got the playoffs coming up. Personally, I want to just go on record and say once again that the Boston Celtics, unless Kyrie and Luka, because at the end of the day, I'm Team Mavericks at this point, right? Y'all know how I get down, man. Wherever Uncle Drew go, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. I gotta pull up. I gotta rock. Now I gotta go get a Mavs jersey, all type of shit. Like, it's so many different shades of blue. How am I gonna put that? I'm gonna figure it out. Like, listen, if the Mavs can't figure it out, because realistically, I had this as my first topic, right? But you see, what happens is when you take such a long period of time between podcasts, sometimes your first topic that you might have had written down 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, you might not necessarily feel like that now. But if I really, really want to know, and if you pry it out of me, I definitely had get Kyrie the out of Dallas as my first topic initially, right? But realistically, fam, I had to think it through. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm still a little salty over how that last game they played together ended. You know what I'm saying? And then basically how they sat there and fumbled the ball. Two of the most prolific scorers, the highest scoring backcourt. What are they? Are they the two best scoring? They the two something. The two goofs that fumbled the ball at the end of the game. Both of y'all could have hit the shot, man. It is what it is. That was, they don't really got no defense right now. And listen, I'm not really sure why Carmelo Anthony is not in an NBA uniform right now. But listen, Mark Cuban, Jason Kidd, I don't know who I got to talk to, fam. Carmelo Anthony, absolutely. I mean, listen, he ain't going to really help much on the defense side. But realistically, fam, y'all just had the trade deadline go by. Y'all was supposed to figure that out. You feel me? Y'all got rid of Dory, you know what I'm saying, Finney Smith. And, that was supposed to be their best defender. Like, listen, fam, I'm not sure if JaVale McGee is going to be able to just block every shot that comes to the rim. He ain't going to be able to block Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So, I'm not really sure. Like, realistically, the Mavericks is not in a good position to win a championship this season. But then the Celtics, though, enough said. I wanted to talk about some apocalyptic-like events going on around the world. What the is going on? I just feel like flying objects being shot out of the sky has been a damn near just an everyday thing now, right? And I'm trying to figure out, like, at what point is the revolution going to start? Like, are we really about to sit back? Like, realistically, fam, I kind of detached myself from society like a long time ago. So when I say we, don't take me seriously, right? Because there is no we. I know exactly what I need to do, right? And it's pretty much just to avoid being around y'all niggas. Because, fam, if y'all sitting here telling me, I'm gonna have to edit that. No N-word. No N-word. We gotta edit the N-word. But if you sitting here telling me, fam, what is going on and why are things being shot out of the sky? I'm not sure what they talking about. They saying it's spy balloons, Chinese spy balloons, but this is a slippery slope here, right? When we start putting, I don't know, man, just the whole blaming it on the foreigners thing. It's kind of like we've seen this movie before. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man, trains with toxic chemicals crashing. We got trains crashing. Where was that? In Palestine? East Palestine, Ohio? Hold on, I have the article here. Yeah, East Palestine, Ohio, train derailment, complete disaster, all type of chemicals. I mean, chloride, and this is like one of the worst toxic chemical disasters that the state has ever seen. And I'm not really sure if I'm they definitely have a movie, right? And that was basically what I was getting to, right? They have a movie, right? I haven't watched the movie. I've never heard of the movie. I've only just recently found this out yesterday, right? And apparently the movie is basically very, very similar to the event that occurred, right? And, realistically, there's a term, right? And the term is called predictive programming, right? And, it's so crazy. Many, many moons ago, before the podcast thing was really, I really started this in Left Rack in the 90s, right? Y'all already know that. But what I'm saying is, at this particular time, I stepped away from the podcast game, is what I'm saying. I was trying to go another route. I was trying to get the revolution started, y'all. I was on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo. I was on everything. MySpace, man. And predictive programming, I say all that to say this. Predictive programming is not something that's new to me. But this event that just recently occurred, there is definitely a movie by the name of, and this is for your own research purposes, the name of the movie, or the name of the film, it's called White Noise. Producing. Now, I don't know who the producer is, because I just heard producing, and it made me just think of, who is the producer? I don't know. I don't really care. You can look all this up. This is public information. The name of the film is White Noise. From listening to records, it came out, if I'm not mistaken, recently, like 2022, right, or 2021, right? I have just within the last 2-3 years, the movie dropped. It's a new film, and if I'm not mistaken, what I also heard is that the film basically took place in the same exact neighborhood, right, in East Palestine. The movie. And I don't want to say this is not a fact. I didn't fact check this myself because I plan on watching the film, right? And I'm also a teacher. But the film actually takes place in the exact same city. So listen, man, like I said, I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm not trying to say, that this is like all one big scheme or setup or some type of distraction to, keep us from not seeing, or focusing on what we really need to be focused on. And at the end of the day, there's so many things we really need to be focused on, but clearly they won't allow us to focus on one thing, and that's usually not a good sign, right? Flying objects being shot out of the sky, trains getting derailed. Now you got fishes, the poor fishes in the sea. They talking about. So that's the whole other part of that, right? Obviously, the train, it was, I'm not sure. I believe it was something along the lines of 70 cars. It was a lot of, it was a very, very large train, and basically the residents in that area, rightfully so, and obviously when we're dealing with chemicals, now you got people basically evacuated from their homes and not even wanting to return, even though, despite the fact that the government officials are basically saying that it is safe to now return and the air is now safe. They check the quality, they drag the big quality checking machines out there. They made sure they got the clips of the quality air. We're showing you the water's good. Thumbs up. But at the end of the day, thousands of fish have been swept up on the shore. Like fishes are dying in the sea. You telling me that the water is safe to drink, but the sea is not, what I'm saying, reflecting that. If the fish is dying, I'm pretty sure that the water, enough said, right? So, what I'm saying, it's starting to look like that whole Flint situation, what I'm saying, part two, you know. Prayers to the people in East Palestine, what I'm saying, realistically, is basically what I'm trying to get to. It's unfortunate, you got reports of people with headaches and rashes and all of these different things, we don't really even know what was on this train for certain, right? Because realistically, the chemicals that they're naming, which most of them are unpronounceable, what I'm saying, right? Unless you're like a scientist that works for NASA, you don't know what the hell hydrochloric fluoride, third, like, I'm pretty sure the concoction of all of these chemicals, we don't even really know what the significance of this really can be. One of the other things that they can do, not to just only improve the All-Star weekend, but just the overall game, is, we need to highlight the fact that a lot of those referees don't need to be there, right? And we there's so many different scenarios that we can point to, and obviously, one of the most, recent ones that was crazy was, the whole LeBron foul when Jason Tatum clearly jumped and slapped him straight across his forearm. I mean, he slapped him so hard. I think his headband came off, man. He left a welt on his forearm. He slapped him so damn hard, bro. They straight act like they didn't even see that. Tatum ran out the damn arena with the ball, and I do feel like the same way that you allow NBA players to, and I do feel like it's super dope to see, players able to kind of just have that, that second career with the whole journalism transition. I think it's super dope. I feel like they low key saved. You know what I'm saying? They might have saved the NBA by doing that move right there, man. Because we do need to see these former players, you know, get embraced and brought into the hierarchy, man. Like they need a piece of the pie too, and not just only when they on the court slam dunking. Some of these dudes got chops. Let's mic them up and let's put them on. I think that's super dope. But I also feel like they're missing the ball with the referee thing, right? And I feel like you see where I'm kind of going with this, right? At this point, right? And like I said, man, I pay attention, I listen, I watch, I study. I do, man. I do. And I haven't really heard this take. I just feel like we need to see former NBA players referee the game, fam. What are we waiting for? What are we doing? What are we doing? Phil Donahue wrote a book. Like the jig is up. You understand what I'm saying? Like we should have been got rid of these guys. I don't want to see a guy running up the court. You ain't built like LeBron, fam. What you running up the court? Let's go get some former NBA players who know the game, who played the game. They know the court, bro. They know the arena. Listen, the referees is getting standing ovations now. Like the referees are actually respected now. Do you understand how you significantly change the game and the motivation of a player changes when they know now the referees aren't out to basically screw them out of the game, man. You're not telling me that players' morale is not affected when they see a play like what happened with LeBron in Boston. Like that changes a player's morale, and when you feel like you got, the five people in the other jersey and the referee is the sixth man off the bench. I've seen that meme many times, and it's so true. I mean, realistically, fam, it's a 6-on-5 depending on just on any given night, man. So that's just my proposal. I don't want to stay on basketball too much, but it is what it is. Listen, this Black History Month. We're gonna talk about some basketball. We're gonna talk about some watermelon next. Some Kool-Aid, everything, all the black stereotypical shit. We trying to get all of that out. There's 5 days left of this shit, man. Let me be black and proud. Thank you. But now, on a serious note, though, I do feel like that's a super dope idea, personally. I think it's genius, realistically. And I do plan on at some point, I'm going to get into a conference room with Adam Silver, and that will be proposed. And it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen, is what I'm saying. If I run into Adam Silver, y'all got to understand what I'm saying here. Like, I'm really trying to, like, this can be done. I'm not sure why it's not being done, but this can be done, you know. So that was my additional take on how we can improve the NBA. And I mean, besides the other stuff, the racism and all that other stuff under the table that we don't really talk about that much. Yeah, let's ease up on that too. Let me see where I want to go next. I definitely rediscovered my love, for the show Shark Tank. Man, I mean, I low key forgot about it. There's so much stuff going on. You ever forgot about something that was just like so near and dear to you? And then like when you rediscover it, it's just like, fam, how did I let this go? Shark Tank is one of the greatest shows, if not the greatest show of all time at this point. And I'm not sure what instrumental that was, but I mean, literally, these buzzing on the intro is a nasty instrumental, fam. And I don't care who's on there, fam. I don't care if that's a Tupac cut. That is terrible, bro. Pardon me. Shark Tank. They definitely added. I didn't even know. Like I said, I forgot about the show. There's just been so much going on. You got flying things in the sky. I can't focus on the TV guide anymore. I don't know what's going on TV. When I see it, I see it, and I ran into it the other day, fam. And I was very, very surprised and shocked to see that they added Kevin Hart as a shark on the show. Man, now if you're familiar with the show already, you pretty much have a good idea what I'm talking about. For anybody who's never watched Shark Tank, and if you happen to stumble upon this episode, shout out to you first of all for tuning in. But I would highly recommend after this episode, just type in Shark Tank Kevin Hart, or not even just type in Shark Tank for real, because you'll see everything. But man, I just feel like what a great addition to the show. The show is it's literally like it's the slogan for Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. I can't. If I turn that thing on, fam, you gotta understand that I can binge watch that for 4 days straight and not blink. It's that good. It's a great show. I feel like the addition to Kevin Hart is genius. I'm very, very pleased that I rediscovered the show, and that was basically all I had on that. I had to write it down. Like, fam, Shark Tank, they put Kevin Hart on there. I just feel like he's super witty, but then at the same time, he's super witty. You know what I'm saying? He adds the comedy to the show. It's really really good, man, and I definitely highly recommend it. Now that's my type of show. I can't really do the other, the powers and the. I'm not really that kind of guy. I'm not the power guy. And shout out to 50 as well. Because this wasn't even a topic, but I definitely seen that. Fox, he got a big bag over there. For basically. So kudos to him for that. I really truly do hope that he can keep some, creative integrity. At the end of the day, it's not, on a serious note, and in all reality, 50 Cent is kind of new to the Hollywood space. It's a known thing that there's a limitation that they put on black creators and just basically, the bar is kind of set pretty low right now in black Hollywood. And, that's no disrespect to 50 Cent. That's no disrespect to any of the black creators. There's a lot of amazing talent in the field, and that's kind of the unfortunate part about that. And now I'm on a whole rant about on Hollywood, right? But it is something that I feel like, man, we do need to see just basically more black creators being able to use their own creativity. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a real good script, you should be able to, go in, pitch the script, and if it's good, the same way we can vote the All-Star game to watch a boring ass game, why can't we vote for a script? Like, what are we doing, man? Now I'm about to cook. See, because this is the thing with me. Like, I try not to come on here and really cook for real, which is crazy because I cook. You feel me? I'm trying to do a quick pod for y'all and get out of here. I got things to do. Listen, it's not Friday yet. We're not quite there yet. We almost there. And by the time you hear this episode, we going to be there. But we ain't there yet. You feel me? So I'm not really trying to go into the whole Hollywood thing, man. But realistically, man, yeah. It's just kind of like, fam, what are we doing, man? I want to vote for some scripts. Because, dog, we going to see what 50 do, though. We going to see what's going, how that transpires. Shout out to him, though. It's 50 Cent. He from Queens. Listen, left, right, I'm from Queens. Listen, dog, I've been on them corners. All right? I've seen Jamaica Ave in the 90s. Like, I know what time it is, man. So salute. Like, one of us made it at the end of the day. You feel me? I just hope he could stay true to, basically what he got into the shit for. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that even is, because I'm not even really sure. Congratulations to Rihanna, who killed the Super Bowl, by the way. And we're not even about to do that because at the end of the day, again, I'm kind of late with it. And that's been a whole thing within this, Rihanna's Super Bowl performance and people, it's just, people going, everybody can't go. Everybody can't go, and if you're wondering why the name of the podcast is EBCG, which is the, acronym for Everybody Can't Go, it's because it's applicable to just so many things. It's perfect. You can apply that to damn near everything. And realistically, fam, clearly, with this whole Rihanna Super Bowl performance, what we're clearly seeing is that everybody just really can't go. Because, bro, I watched that performance, and I'm not going to hold you. I just today, I just stopped singing Rihanna songs in my head. I've been singing Rihanna songs in my head since that damn performance, fam. I'm not sure what everybody else saw. Now, I do also understand what people were saying as far as the performance level of, what was the performance actually, right? But at the end of the day, listen, man, me personally, Rihanna to me is like one of those artists where it's kind of like, she's like a jukebox for real. You don't really need her to do much. We just need to hear that voice, fam, and see the eyes. She gave us the eyes. She had the voice. She sounded amazing. She still sounds like Rihanna. Let's give her some credit. I mean, we've seen artists fall off too. We've seen titties up there. We've seen Super Bowl. We've seen Super Bowl performances go way worse than that. Is what I'm saying, right? let's give us some credit, man. I personally enjoyed it. I feel like, man, it was really the set for me. And obviously, that's a whole thing within itself, and we can attribute that to Kanye, and I went on this whole tangent and I didn't even, finish my whole sentence. And when I said congratulations, Rihanna, I was referring to her baby, that she's now expecting another baby with ASAP Rocky. But I also wanted to mention the fact that congratulations to the Brat. Yeah. Congratulations to Rihanna and the Brat. I never would have thought in a million years I would ever be able to say, congratulations, Rihanna and the Brat, for the baby on the way. Rihanna thought she stole the show with the Super Bowl performance, and at the end of the day, it was an amazing performance. The baby reveal, I feel like that was dope. It's a moment in time. It's Black History Month. It's Black History. The baby gonna be able to see that one day. That's amazing. But at the end of the day, fam, as far as the baby world and baby news, I feel like the Brat got it right now, fam. The Brat is really out here with a whole belly. DABRAT. The Brat, yeah. That the braids with the beads, JD like, fam, I can't even believe. I thought I was dreaming. You wake up, your phone is next to you, you scroll, and sometimes you like, hold on, maybe I'm still in the dream or something. Let me just blink real quick, wake up. The Brat is really pregnant, man. I have so many questions, you know what I'm saying? But realistically, I feel like I actually don't have any questions. I don't. I'm not that intrigued, really. I mean, congratulations, like I said. It's just something it's just funny to me that we're able to say congratulations to the Brat for the baby. Well, she didn't have the baby yet. Obviously, I'm not sure how many months she is, but she looks like she's pretty far along. That baby bump was kind of big. Yeah. What is going on in the world, man? But I think I'm off the Rihanna Super Bowl, right? Well, I wasn't finished. Basically, shout out to Ye. Shout out to Ye. And that was basically where I was going anyway. Because realistically, that's the perfect segue to the next topic, right? But before we go there, we definitely want to say shout out to Ye and shout out to Rihanna for keeping it. She basically, I feel like personally, or that could have been Jay, but I feel like there was a little acknowledgement of, basically just, his imprint as far as creatively, and if that's not indication of that enough, then we just gonna get to the next topic, which is a perfect segue. We talking about creative, we talking about Ye, we talking about influence. We need to talk about Adidas, man. Adidas, man. I just think that it's so crazy that it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's being reported that Adidas is basically going bankrupt, fam, and they are begging Ye to come back to the drawing board, to the cutting room floor, fam, to the silk room, whatever they call that shit, to the thread room. Is that what it is? The thread room, the thread throne. They want Ye back in the damn lab, and they want him cooking up some Adidas, man. Apparently, Adidas can continue without Ye, bro. This is crazy to me. This might be the most important topic on here. They literally try to destroy Kanye West. And at this point, we need to just call him Kanye. He needs to be Kanye again real quick for this. They tried to kill Kanye. I mean, realistically, though, Kanye West, he killed Kanye West. He said he killed him, man. He's Ye now. Listen, man, I don't even really know what else to say other than I'm disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted. I just wore some Adidas the other day, though. I will say that as well. I got a hard camo, man. Hey, listen, man, I'm not getting rid of that. I had it for so many years. It's just kind of like my scent is on it already. It's mine. You feel me? And now it's kind of like, all right, if they're gonna get him back, and then also I'm kind of keeping my eyes peeled for that Kyrie sneaker deal too. I'm hearing reports. I'm waiting to see. Maybe they waiting for him to go to LA. I don't know what's going on. But if Adidas sign Kyrie and Ye come back, nigga, she just in time for the spring line. I will be Adidas up, nigga. Facts. And Nike's really out of here now. Because they was already out of here. But, like, if I could get Adidas back, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It's kind of like, you don't really need both of those. Yeah. So some more NBA headlines. What Russell Westbrook, my guy, Russell Westbrook definitely just signed to the Los Angeles Clippers, man. And I'm not gonna hold you. I'm just super excited for him personally, just for the simple fact that I know for a fact he wanted to stay in LA. I just would have felt so horrible to see him go back to like Houston or something like. It's just like, fam, this man has literally been on a different team for like the past 5 or 6 seasons or something. Like, bro, let this man just play at home at the very least. If y'all gonna trash him every day, if every day you gotta wake up and see people trash you in the media, trash you, at least let him be home to see it. You know what I'm saying? With his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm just super excited to see that he was able to stay in LA. And not to mention, I'm also a little salty just for the simple fact that I really wanted Kyrie over there. And when they got rid of John Wall and they got rid of, what's boy name? Bobby Schmurder. What's Schmurder name, man? That's not his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Reggie Jackson. They got rid of They got rid of both of their point guards. In my mind, I'm like, yo, that's the perfect. But I mean, they already had signed Kyrie to Dallas at that point, so I couldn't have really been thinking that. Initially, though, before he went to Dallas, obviously, I wanted him to go to the Clippers or whatever the case may be. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's see. If the Russ situation blows up and it's a complete disaster, like every journalist and analyst is predicting it to be, which is crazy. Like they don't even give you a chance to put the jersey on. Oh, it's not gonna work. He's terrible. They know every spot on the floor where you can't make a shot. All of a sudden, it's just like, damn. They don't talk about the triple doubles though. They don't talk about the fact that the Rock the Baby is like a whole thing on like that shit is trending. Like every time he do the Rock the Baby, that shit trend. Like Russell Westbrook is the culture, you know what I'm saying, of basketball. Like, and at the end of the day, man, he might not have the best, stats or whatever the case may be, the best career, or he might not be the best teammate or whatever it is that they're saying. At the end of the day, he's still an NBA fan. Like we realistically, they shouldn't be allowed to talk about certain players the way that they do. I just feel like it's blasphemous, personally. But he with Kawhi and PG, they fuck around and win a championship this season. You feel me? Cause something about the way Kawhi, I just feel like he's too quiet right now. He a little too quiet, and we already know he's always quiet. But he's looking like Toronto Kawhi right now on the low. So that's definitely something to watch out for. Rush to the Clippers. KD to Phoenix. We already know that. Yo, is Diddy and JD doing the verses or not? I'm hearing things, man. I keep seeing these little fake. Facebook always got some fake article, but then it's like it's always people posting it that and it's like I kind of feel like you're credible, but you wouldn't post this, would you? It's always fake. Everything is fake. It's fake news just being spread all over the damn place, fam. This is why I had to create my own platform, dog. If I'm gonna be on this, I'm gonna be spreading my own fake news. If it's gonna be fake news, it's coming from me, fam. At the end of the day, I could always vouch for me, right? So realistically, fam, what do I look like, bro? Regurgitating TMZ. Bronny 2024, I definitely got that off, right? Diddy versus JD. I'm not sure if it's really a real thing, just for the simple fact, and the reason why I'm saying it's fake news is because when you go to the Versus page on Instagram, you see nothing. The last post they posted was RIP Gangsta Boo, which RIP Gangsta Boo still, you know what I'm saying? That was that's still fresh. 60 years to life. Nipsey Hussle, yeah, not much to cover here. I just felt like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gave the dude 60 years. You know, something about that number just feels fitting for some reason. I mean, but then at the same time, I'm not really sure if we still want to celebrate that, man. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, it's kind of just a weird situation. Like initially, you see 60 years, and you start thinking about Nipsey and how he probably would have wanted to react to that. But then you start thinking about how he went out and everything surrounding that whole situation, and then you think another thought. And I just feel like, man, I'm done with hearing Eric Holder. I didn't even want to say his name. I'm gonna edit that out. I just don't want to hear his name no more. I don't want to. I'm just over that whole situation of, the justice being served. There's no justice there. It took Nip. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't get Nip back. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We have to acknowledge it though. So he'll have to go walk the yard and deal with that for the rest of his life, or for 60 years or whatever. We'll see. Most likely wasn't he, but wait, isn't it the same dude that was a snitch or whatever the case may be? But he was a snitch though. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? The snitch got 60 years. It makes sense. So we off that, man. Listen, I mentioned Adidas, trying to get Ye back. I feel like it's only right that I mentioned that Pharrell definitely just got, I'm not sure what the exact title is. I believe that he's basically, I don't want to say replacing, but basically he's replacing Virgil over there at Louis Vuitton, man. I'm not really a high-end fashion guy. It's not really my vibe. Never has been. Never will be. I tend to kind of like look at personally, like some of the fashion like that's going on now is it's a little too high. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna hold you, man. Like some of y'all need to come down just a tad bit, man. They got these boots that are trending now, and I'm sure everybody knows what I'm referring to. It's the big red, the boxing glove boots and shit. Like, fam, what are those? Like, what are those? Like, literally, I thought the what are those was supposed to be like, that's like sneaker culture's way of like basically clowning you for wearing some shit. But now I feel like people are purposely putting on the what are those and trying to like make it cool now. Like, I don't know what's going on in the fashion world. I don't want no parts though. I'm cool, bro. I'm barely rocking Adidas and Nike at this point. You think I'm about to put on those? Whatever the name of that brand is, LVVV. It's a lot of weird shit going on though. But yeah, shout out to Pharrell though. I definitely fuck with Pharrell. So we gotta give Pharrell the shout out for that. That's definitely a good look for his portfolio. His resume, which was already stacked. You know what I'm saying, on the music side of things. Now, it's dope to see that, in the latter years of his career, he's now making a transition. I feel like it just seems to be like the right time. Like I feel like he kind of was patient enough. Like I just feel like he deserved the look. So yeah, salute to Pharrell. Let's see what he could create over there. I'm probably not gonna be buying or wearing any of it, but I'll still pay attention though. Yeah. Hopefully, by the time the next episode 22, we'll probably be, depending on how I feel, I'll fuck around and drop 22 tomorrow on y'all and make it 3 episodes. Because I really gave y'all 2 episodes during Black History Month. Like, understand what I'm saying. Like, 2 episodes, 28 days, fam. Like, I'm really out here making Black history with my podcast. The last episode was the Black of the Berry. That wasn't my accident, fam. I'm saying, man. It's the outro, man. Y'all already know what it is. Episode 21. Everybody can't go. You already know what it is. Till the next time. Go handle your biz. Drink water. Be smarter. And don't slaughter the animals. Fast. I'll leave y'all with this. Fast for a week. Drink more water and fast. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Take care of your soul. Take care of yourself. Because you never know when it's your time to go. And right now it's my time to go. It's been real, episode 21. Appreciate you all. Episode will be out